Miscellaneous minds, never explaining the minds. Devilish grin for my alias, aliens who respond. Peddling sin, thinking maybe when you get old you realize I'm not gonna fold or demise. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Miscellaneous Minds podcast. I'm your co-host, Puma Gato, the cat that ends your sparring match back. And to my left over here is the main man, Jesus De Niro, the man that makes the fat stacks. Together we form the dynamic duo that won't die. Tell the ideas, run spicier content than your girl's OnlyFans.
What is going on, everybody? Before we get into tonight's topic, please make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and with that, let's get right into it. So, as my man here said, we have a fight on our hands. Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua. It's coming up this Saturday. It's going to be a good fight. Listen, one of the things that I told my man right before we jumped on here is that there was a rumor, and it's been talked about quite a bit, especially by Dubois, about particular sparring that Dubois and Joshua had, a little bit back in the day, in which, by all accounts, Dubois put down Anthony Joshua. Now everybody plays it off a little bit. Everyone's very coy and playful with it. But essentially, what everyone kind of agrees on is that Daniel Dubois did some damage. Now, with that being said, obviously, that was a sparring match. Not only was it a sparring match, but that was quite a bit ago. So, what does it look like going into this weekend's fight? So, we don't have any title on the line. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. It did become a title only because if you remember the IBF had stripped Usyk, so it's actually for the vacant IBF title. With that being said, listen, my personal opinion on this is Daniel Dubois has been looking great as of late. Not as good as Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has been dominating. He's been looking phenomenal in his last 3 fights, I want to say it is. Even the fight that he had against Usyk, his second one, I feel like he did a lot better than he did in the first one. It was a lot closer. I still think Usyk won, obviously, but it was definitely a lot closer. So, my personal pick is definitely going to be Anthony Joshua to win. But here's the thing. Daniel Dubois does have a lot of power on those hands. In fact, one thing my buddy here is going to talk about in a second is the questionable down between Usyk and Dubois. Dubois clearly has power. And in the heavyweight division, all it really takes is, one perfectly placed punch at the perfect time, and that could be the end of it. The reason I think that Joshua is going to take it, I feel like Joshua just has the skills all around to be a better boxer on the night than does Dubois. Yes, Dubois has a lot of power. So does Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is better in a lot of different other things that Dubois doesn't have quite as good of ownership as Anthony Joshua. The one thing that I think maybe in one column that Daniel Dubois is better in his body work. I think when Daniel Dubois goes with the body, I think he does phenomenally. Proven by the Usyk fight. I think a lot of that work that Daniel Dubois can put in on the body can potentially slow Anthony Joshua down, and with that maybe give him an opportunity to get a KO. But my personal opinion, it's a slim chance. Not that it can't be done, but it's a slim chance. I do think Anthony Joshua's footwork, his power, his accuracy, how good he's been in his last couple matches, I think that's going to dominate all of the good attributes that Daniel Dubois has, and I think in the end it's going to be a Anthony Joshua victory. Now, is it going to be decision or knockout? I'm going to go to decision. But again, look, this is the heavyweight division. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to knockout. Especially because, again, Anthony Joshua has been looking very good as of late. But I'm going to say it's going to go decision. I want to give Daniel Dubois the benefit of the doubt and say that he's going to make it all 12 rounds. But I do think it is going to be a UD decision in favor of Anthony Joshua. What do you think about that, my man?
I think for me, the important thing in all of this is you've seen all the chaos between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois over the last couple of months actually. You saw their chaos over the interview that they had with each other, where they are already coming to blows, and it was already like months before their fight coming up this weekend. And honestly, there's no love lost between them. I think personally, and this is me going to be talking about Daniel Dubois, I think it was before the Joe Joyce fight, I think Daniel Dubois was in a weird state of complacency with his fight game. And I think even he noted in that Joe Joyce fight, I don't think his heart was like 100% in it. I think it was just I think he realized he kind of lost himself in the sauce a little bit, and it was only after the Joe Joyce loss that he said he felt reinvigorated. I don't know if there was like a personal I don't know if there was like a personal thing in his life that was going on at the time, but at the time he said that Joe Joyce loss, I guess, kind of reinvigorated him to rethink his fight plan. And again, the last 5 fights that he's had, he's looking pretty great. Again, the only notch on his record right now is Usyk, but let's be real. The loss against Usyk, like, he's right now top pound for pound in the heavyweight division. So that's a knock, but it's not really a knock. I can't really blame you for that. Anthony Joshua, be cool, calm, and collected, or he can go completely haywire like he did after the Usyk fight. So it's a little shaky if he can be as cool, calm, and collected as he's been for the fight. Now, again, we've seen the chaos going on in their interview. So again, if Daniel Dubois can actually pick apart his mental state in that game, and the other part is, again, Anthony Joshua has a really long reach. If he can stay inside the pocket a little bit within the range of Anthony Joshua, I think he can stand a chance. The problem with that is I think if he stays way too close in his range, he'll stay out of danger of Anthony Joshua's attacks. But at the same time, he does kind of reach, or he does kind of diminish all of the power that he has for most of the punches. So it's very much a double-edged sword for Daniel Dubois. I think at the end of the day, this fight is going to reach to a UD decision. I'm gonna lean towards Anthony Joshua in that regard. If it's going to go towards decision, if it's going to be by a knockout, I will bet my money on it being towards Daniel Dubois. But if I was going to put my money towards a UD or a KO, I think it's going to be more likely it's going to be a UD decision in this matchup. It's going to be a highly contentious one because of the emotions running high for this match between them, but I do think it's going to end up being a unanimous decision for Anthony Joshua as well.
Yeah, listen, man, it's going to be a good fight. I think, again, knockouts definitely not out of the question. These are heavyweights. But I think just everything that I've seen both of them go through as far as their last few matches. Daniel Dubois has a couple quality wins. He beat Big Baby Miller and then Filip Hrgovic in his most recent outing. And he looked good. You know what I mean? I think both of those fights, especially with the body work to Big Baby Miller, I think he was looking very good. But I think Joshua has just been looking better. We made a very similar prediction with a couple UFC fighters just this past weekend about, yes, they both look good going in, but one of them just looked a little better, and we were right. We picked it right on that one, so I'm gonna make the same here. Yeah, Daniel Dubois has been looking good, just not as good as Anthony Joshua has been in his last few fights. So I definitely think it's gonna go to UD, and I do think it is gonna go for Joshua. But it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting. This will be one of the first matches to determine who the King of the Hill is over in the UK. And I'm sure at some point Tyson will come back after his fight with Usyk and we'll have a whole new one. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.